digital clock. So, okay, we just rolled the 10 on the computer here in front of me. Call the infrastructure committee order. Notice the meeting was posted on March the 8th. All three offices are represented. Item 1 is to approve the minutes of February 26th.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 2 is our TIF 2 and TIF 2A budgets.
No changes.
Still waiting on a
Couple of documents before we turn it in.
who needs to get those to us?
The vendor needs to go ahead and get it as final payment and cash his check when we give it to him.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Any questions? No action. Item 3 is the internal ARPA projects list. Stacy, anything here?
No.
Okay. Item 4 is our capital improvements list.
No changes.
Okay. Item 5 is potential replacement for the IT server room AC cooling system.
Good morning. A few months ago, we brought this item and this idea to this board along with Keith here. And the initial direction we had was to repair the leaders that we have. We've now done that, so we're in at least a stable environment. So now it's time to talk about coming up with a replacement form that's something that's far more energy efficient and less expensive to operate. So turn that over to Keith because I think you've got some ideas. All the meeting out.
I'll get back with OG and E. We would be eliminating 30 tons of refrigeration equipment operating 18 hours out of every 24. If we utilize the chilled water that we have on site already, I think we will see some savings and perhaps some rebate money from OG and E.
And that would be your recommendation to pursue that, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Speaking of chilled water.
Revision of contracts. There is one with Vicinity for this complex and one in my possession that belongs to the jail trust.
Okay.
And those will have to be updated, I believe. I'll call and make certain.
This has been ongoing for a while, right?
Yes.
And one of the issues was the increasing costs there. So
Yes.
even what we've realized over the recent past, costs going up, you still think it's a better alternative?
Definitely.
Okay. All right. And was there a guesstimate on the switchover cost, Keith?
I don't have anything at this time. I've reached out to several suppliers to help us determine exactly what we need. They've given me design engineer contact information. That was last Friday. So I'll have something here in the next couple of weeks, I'm sure.
And to pay for that aspect of it, do we have budget identified or we need budget?
Budget has not been identified. I don't know that I can chin any more out of our facility budget, given the level of support we're providing.
Okay, so it sounded like, Charles, you were prepared to maybe move forward in that direction. But I think we may have some things we need to get locked down.
Great. Let me develop all the answers to the questions. I know you'll have time, money, yada, yada, yada.
Okay, once you have that,
Then we'll bring it back.
bring it back and then we'll figure out the funding source.
Yes.
And, okay, all right. Is there a motion to receive that report?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
6 relates to card reader access for the DA staff that's in the first floor of this building. Estimated cost to install a card reader is $10,000.
Yes, David Basin provided me with this number. This would allow the employees that office there to simply badge in and out rather than using a key. Other alternatives were suggested, and I think this is the preference.
But currently that space is not unsecured. It's just a matter of I have to put my key in and turn the key as opposed to swipe a badge.
That's my understanding, but I think Ms. Arbitman can speak specifically to that.
No, it's just, is it currently secured and we're just upgrading the security aspect to make it easier?
That's my understanding, but I don't know if every employee has a key to get in and out of that space, or if one employee is having to get up. I dropped my bags there one day. I don't have access to come to this meeting. Someone had to get up from their workstation, unlock the
Gotcha.
door.
Okay, so
We could
it's a
use
secured space. It's
push button thing. Those are $100.
Yeah.
Any number of ways to accomplish this, but
Well,
card reader is the
I think
preference. I believe.
I think the preferred, the express preferred method was this expenditure.
Yes.
Okay. And this is not one that you had in your budget.
No.
All right. Guys got 10 grand laying around?
Yeah.
How about, Stacy, does this qualify for our as-needed capital expenditure?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Anybody want to make that motion? Anybody? Okay, I guess me is the anybody. I will move that we recommend to the BOCC to install card reader access to the DA's office on the first floor of this building, utilizing as the source of funding the capital projects as needed in an amount not to exceed $10,000.
Before I second that, I'm sure this reader could be moved and utilized in another location. Is that correct? Would that be correct? If we needed to?
I'm sorry,
Oh, just, yeah. The equipment, I realize there's labor and everything in this, but the equipment could be used any place else that we needed in the building
I
for
hope
future
so.
use. Okay, all right, I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Stace, can you get this on as a recommendation to the BOCC for tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Aaron. And then we'll also need I would assume a trailer item at the budget board to set up that cost center within the as needed. If we could take care of that too. Thank you. Thanks, Aaron. All right, 7 is our owner's rep report. Good morning.
Good morning. Want to start with the elevators as an overall topic. We're on schedule to have final CD submission the first week of April and put the on the street for quotations and bidding. Juvenile justice, we were successful this weekend in making the fire sprinkler line tie-in. We are looking at March 18th for punch list and the start of the final review. Mechanical equipment's installed. Outstanding items, we're still working on the contract administration for the architect of record and a small site revision for Anderson House. No change on court clerk.
I assume that the demo began.
Yes, it has. It was on schedule from our last report. Jury pavilion, or I guess the dividers, we're still under the architectural selection.
You're correct.
The sheriff's office, Midwest City, work has begun. There was a request by the contractor for a deviation from the engineer of record, and we denied that. And they are still saying May for the completion. Clerk's books, I have no new information as it relates to that final destination or what process is going to be.
Just for general, does anyone have any update?
I do not.
Okay, just checking. Okay.
It appears as though we're steaming towards this project as originally contemplated.
Right, okay, thank you, Joe.
There is a bit of an update. I'm sorry, I missed a meeting while I was out of town, and the county clerk is considering 101 Park Avenue is a potential location. I don't know if the details have been worked out. For those of you that don't know, that's the building that BC Clark is located in. And they would be on some upper floor that is set to be demolished over there. The number I was given was $17 a foot, and they were looking at about 10,000 square feet. So, but that's the last information that I'd gotten.
Thank you, Keith.
Third floor has begun back up with construction. Annex security first floor, the bids will be turned in on March 11th with the bid opening on the 13th. All addendums are now complete. Drainage culvert continues over 200 miles. Juvenile justice final walkthrough is complete. The manufacturer had a couple recommendations that we will complete, and warranty documents and final approval will be in the next few weeks. Camera security is complete. Again, the elevators, as we discussed. Behavioral health, I know we're moving forward with different locations and design, schematic design, and we're just monitoring that project right now. Existing jail HVAC, we had final review. We have some updates. They were due Friday. I've not talked to Chantel if she received those updates from our designer, but that will be, the goal is to have those also on the street here in the next week to 2 weeks, and with the bid opening in early April.
And that project is on budget at $2.5 million?
I don't think so, but we are reviewing the new life safety requirements and scope, and that were added, and I think we'll be slightly over budget.
Slightly.
We're working on it.
No, this will go over budget substantially. And the importance here is that all of the equipment works properly and in conjunction with every other aspect and component piece and part to keep that building at temperature and safe to occupy.
Thank you.
So that scope was added recently. The jail roof replacement, we're looking at completion the week of April 1st. The loading docks obviously have been bid, processed. We're waiting the final contract and purchase order to begin pre-construction meetings and that executing that project. Again, the metal roof also will be complete April 1st.
Thank you. Any questions?
I'll move to receive report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 8 is an update on the Citizens Oversight Board for the bonds.
They did meet and they reviewed the schematic design for the new facility. And the comments that came back were pretty positive. They're particularly happy about all the mental health space and programs we're doing in the new facility. Something that's been talked about for a long time. They're just now being addressed. And then just program space in general to help the inmates re-enter, the communities in a positive way. So we're actually rehabilitating people, not just warehousing people. Of course, that comes at a cost in a bigger size facility, but the Citizens Board's happy with the direction we're going.
Any questions of Stacy?
I'll move to receive that report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any citizens participation? Board comments, anyone?
None.
New business? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Everybody in?
Yes.
All righty. Call PBA advisory to order. Notice the meeting was posted on March 8th. Item 1 is to approve our minutes of the 26th.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 2 is a catch-all item related to our ARPA project. Stacy, anything we need to take up here? Okay, no action. Item 3 is discussion. I believe we've made a recommendation on this to the PBA, or no, to the BOCC on that aspect of it. So I don't think there's anything for us to do here yet, awaiting the formal transfer, which I think you all were tasked with getting those documents on BOCC and PBA agenda when they were ready. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes. So you can strike item 3.
Okay,
So moved to strike item 3.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 4, Keith, appreciate you putting these costs together for us. Is kind of a look ahead, but I don't think we have anything that we need to do today. Is that, or we can do, since it's not yet a PBA property? So,
No, just identify and be aware. I do want to stress that there's a time issue here. The district attorney is struggling with a landlord in their current locations who is pressuring them for a new lease, and they want to exit that space as quickly as possible. So we'll do what we can to help them get out of that current situation and over here. There's another outbuilding in the back that we can utilize to store files, filing cabinets and those kinds of things. I think we can move forward in that way. That area is dry and safe and secure, so we can begin there.
I'll move to receive that report.
hold on just one
Yeah.
second, maybe. When do you both anticipate that we'll see the actual transfer of the property?
I know the legal has been put together. I don't know why that couldn't happen on Wednesday unless you see there's some holdup there. Scott's already put the language together, I think.
I'm just not sure what it takes to transfer this from one to the other. What document you need? Just the legal's all you need?
Megan, well, I'm not sure. Megan has reached out, I know, to the county clerk to determine exactly what's necessary, so I'll get with her after this meeting and see where we are.
I was gonna offer maybe the idea of doing some motions of approval along this line, subject to the transfer occurring.
Mhm.
Why don't we do this? It sounds like there might be a little bit of question yet as to that timing. When that occurs, are you both amenable to a quick special meeting to go ahead and make these recommendations so we can get moving?
Sure, you bet.
Okay. And Keith, that would also kind of apply to the item number 5. If you'd have if it's not attached, a draft contract for us to look at, we could also take care of that.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Question: is there gonna be a card reader installed, like the badge access on this building?
I could have some fun with this. But yes, that's what we'd counted on and put in the
Access controls and
the-
cameras.
estimate, access controls and cameras at $50,000.
How many will be installed?
I'm not sure at this point. I know we're gonna have 2 garage doors. We're gonna have a gate, at least one gate that is automatic, and then 2 walk-through doors. So again, this is kind of a rough estimate, but at the $10,000 figure per location, that would give us 5.
At most, unless we plan
Anything
on
else?
having cameras.
All right. Okay, so I think our motion then would be to receive Keith's report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I don't see that we need to take any action on item 5. Okay. Item 6 would be our owner's rep report on the PBA projects.
Good morning again.
Hello again.
Emergency ops, Lingo has completed his estimate through the DDs, and we're pretty happy with all the quotes, and we're cleaning it up a little bit, but they're progressing, they're moving on to CDs. We feel strong enough about the progress to go that way. Elevators, as stated before, first week of April. Camera security complete. We'll be finished up shortly. We'll do our inspections. And then the ICB remodel, we have the schematic design be submitted today or for layout. We do need to get a direction on how we want to look at the mechanical system between the 2-pipe and 4-pipe system. There's significant costs going to the 4-pipe, but if there's an appetite for a long-term correct solution, I would recommend that, but there's quite a bit of cost involved. The 2-pipe is very doable and attainable as previously designed and discussed, so that's not a problem. It's just, this is your chance to do it the most efficient way right now.
So the 2-pipe is within the currently allocated budget.
And is the current system, current building mechanical system.
And the 4-pipe, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but we're gonna, if that was the solution we wanted to pursue, approximately what is the guesstimate?
The engineer of record and the architect provided a cost of between $2 and $3 million additional.
Okay, all right.
But that's, and I just want to be sure that selection is, we can get that made and proceed.
And how quickly would we need to make that determination?
I would hope by the next meeting to review it with you all and have it one way or the other by the next meeting.
Okay, all right.
Maybe some explanation as to the difference. So if you remember what the 3rd and the 4th floor look like, it's basically open. The new plan on every floor calls for individual offices. A 4-pipe system would give each office, each zone, more control rather than conditioning to a particular temperature the entire open space. So there's more flexibility there. The 2-pipe system, you've got a pipe that runs on the outside that feeds the building or feeds the interior, and a pipe that runs the inside, 2 pipes. We manually have to transfer from cooling to heating with the entire system. It makes it difficult in the spring and in the fall when we have a temperature range that can go from 70 or 80 degrees during the day, and then the next 2 or 3 days we fall down to 30 and 40. So that's the reason for the idea of using a 4-pipe system. If you look at this over the long term, that maybe is the best way to try and digest what's being suggested here.
Would you characterize the design as a glass building, the ICB, the new building?
Well, I think there is a great deal more glass surface
Yeah.
area. We do have, obviously, the structural breaks, but yes. And so what you get with a 4-pipe system is the ability to heat the sun side, or, the dark side, heat it, or the sunny side, have air conditioning in the same place, at the same time.
Yeah, I was going to say, my previous experience with managing a 20-story all-glass building, it was multifamily, not office, but not literally, but essentially we had to heat and cool that building every single day.
And so we just know that efficiently, this is the opportunity if you're going to make that change.
Did you have, does Brooke or Nikki, do y'all have any input on funding sources? Just no is an acceptable answer. I was just checking. Brooke, do you have any? Okay, thank you. I'll move to receive report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
7 is an update on the exterior project for the ICB. Nothing? Keith indicates no action is necessary on 7, and no action is necessary on 8. Citizens' participation, board comments,
No,
new business.
I'll move to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.